Hello CSA kids, I hope that you guys are doing well and that you guys have been taking care of yourselves. So today's first icebreaker question, or the only icebreaker question is, do you think God has performed a miracle in your life? And if so, what has he done for you? So the reason I asked this question is because today's lesson is on miracles. So miracles are wonderful things that only God has the power to do, right? So one time God's people needed to get across a river, and they needed to get across this river because they needed to get to this special land that God had created for them. And they were like, how are we going to do this? There's a whole entire river, there's a lot of water, how are we going to get across this river? And God made it possible. God stopped the water from flowing, and so they walked across the river on dry land. And that's a miracle. I think that's amazing that God can actually do that. So God isn't the only one who can do miracles, right? God gave Jesus the power to do miracles as well. So one time Jesus' friends were on this boat, right? And it started raining, and they had a storm. So we all know what storms are like, and we know that they can be scary. The lightning, the thunder. The lightning can really light up the sky, can make it really scary. The thunder can be really loud and makes it really, really scary. And so Jesus walked on top of the water to get to his friends, right? So he got to the boat towards them, and then the storm stopped. Jesus also gave some of his followers the gift of God's power to do miracles as well, right? So God has the power to do anything, and when we wonder about his powerful miracles, we can read about them in the Bible, right? So when you want to know more about these miracles, which I'm pretty sure you do because they're amazing, you can go find them in the Bible. You can find any story in the Bible where, Jesus is performing a miracle, or God's performing a miracle, or God has given other people he has given these people sort of the power to do these miracles as well. So this week's discussion questions are as follows. What miracle did God do to help Joshua and the Israelites enter the promised land? So what miracle did God do to help the people cross and go to the land that he had created for them? The second question is, what miracle did Jesus do to get his friends during the storm? What did he do to do that? All right, you can pause the video and sort of figure it out. The next question is, how can we learn more about God's miracles? Where can we find out about God's miracles? And the next question is, just like my icebreaker question, is, what are some of the miracles that God has done in your life? This week's memory verse comes from Mark 10 verses 27. With man, this is impossible, but not with God. All things are possible with God. So I hope you guys really enjoyed today's lesson about miracles. Keep watching out for any miracles that God performs in your life. Maybe he hasn't performed a miracle yet, but I am very sure that he will perform a miracle in your life in the near future. Keep out for those, and also don't forget to go read about the many miracles that God has performed in the Bible, as well as Jesus. Have a good week.